Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about negotiating directly with energy. So, in particularly, what that represents is that if we were to look at this as strands of energy, that many of us have different interpretations of how we want to view that energy, about how we want to work with that energy. We feel that at times energy separates itself from us. And so we're not able to really, in many different methods, corroborate a bond, a relationship, a connection, an interface between raw energy, between our own energetic body, our own electromagnetism, our own chi, our own life force. We feel that at times it may be something that's just so beyond us that we can't interpret, that we can't communicate with, but we'll use certain methods for it. We'll just kind of work with the energy. Oh, I hope I got that blockage out. I hope I had that particular form removed from me when doing this particular style of healing, or doing this particular measurement of method that will really help me to reintegrate my body. The key is that you don't have to wear a blindfold when you're feeling that you have to do energy healing. When you're doing energy healing, keep the eyes open. Communicate with an aspect of your body if it's being harmed, if you felt that you've sustained an injury, or if you've had a chronic back issue for many years, if you're having dietary problems. Whatever it may be, you're openly communicating with the energy. You're talking to the body. The whole body itself is meant to be responded to. Now, it's not just the body itself, it's everything. Everything is consciousness. And as everything is consciousness, we're able to communicate with this aspect. But in many different healing modalities, there's such a restriction based upon dogma that a lot of people will just work in regards to the method without being able to experiment with it a little. And again, this is where remnants of that energy can remain. Again, for the example of someone with severe back pain, or somebody who has diabetes, whatever it may be, they feel that they need to have some form of external medicine or external treatment from a healer, etc. And neither of them are actually able to dialogue with the energy. Why do I have diabetes? Well, here's the reason. Here's what the energy is telling me. Can we go ahead and can we remove that energy? We can remove portions of it at a time, but again, a lot of it really is consistency of understanding your transcendence into a whole new event to bypass the idea of diabetes, to bypass the idea of your lower back pain, whatever it may be. Now, you take body regeneration healing, and this is the dialogue. The energy is negotiated with. There's energy negotiation. Now again, there are other different forms of methods that can integrate this as well too. Body regeneration healing is basically just being the example of how you can negotiate with energies. And once you understand that, you can incorporate it into your Reiki practice, you can incorporate it into your pranic healing, you can incorporate it into bioenergetic feedback healing, whatever you want to do, or quantum feedback healing, etc. Whatever you want to do, really, but it's being able to build a rapport, build a negotiation. When I'm doing body regeneration healing, when I'm creating a vortex for an individual and placing that person in that healing vortex, both in a counterclockwise direction, to funnel out all of that energy through negotiation, and then bring in a clockwise direction to funnel in energy to crystallize. It's all through negotiation. It's all through inner dialogue. It's not that I'm screaming out loud, oh my god, why is this energy here? Why are you doing this? Blah, 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 blah. It's that you're having an internal communication with that energy, and you're finding out exactly why that blockage is there. There's even times where people have recovered from very serious injuries, people who may have had shoulder injuries, knee injuries, etc. and they start getting into the energy practice, or they may start getting into channeling, or they may be getting into something involving a lot of inner energy work. And that at times it may represent the idea that, you know, maybe their body is going through certain jolts, going through certain convulsions, just as part of the energy working with themselves. And at times, it's actually happened to quite a few of my past clients. They've actually had these kind of jolts that it feels like something else has created an injury from what something was meant to be healed with years before. And that person says, why did that happen? And was I being punished or something like that? Some force trying to hurt me? No, it's nothing like that at all. It's that when your healing was done on your knee, or on your shoulder, or on your neck, whatever it is, and you feel that some of that pain is coming back, your own natural energetic form, your own grid, in that sense, is attempting to reassemble itself back into natural flow. It's kind of like if you have a stiff arm, and it's kind of bent back like that, and all of a sudden, you just feel this jolt, and it comes back into a natural position. That's really all that's happening with your own energy body. Your own energy body is calibrating you to allow natural form, to allow natural flow to be coherent with your entire body, so that your body can go back into its natural state of posture, natural state of comfort for the energy to flow prominently. It's kind of like having a big gigantic rock contained within a stream that's blocking a lot of the flow of the water. Eventually that rock is going to be removed, simply because it's blocking so much of the flow of the water. The same thing with the orientation of your body. Sometimes, again, you may get that little spasm, you may get that little jolt, you may get that little convulsion. All part of the game, all part of your process in returning to a state of naturalness. And again, it's energy negotiation. I can talk to my grids about that. I can talk to my energy body about that. What was happening? Oh, don't worry. We're just realigning your shoulder. We're realigning your knee so that the energy can flow through more, and you'll notice how this will have a reciprocating effect throughout your entire body. That's all that's happening. Don't be alarmed. Oh, that feels great. I've communicated with my energy now. I've communicated with my body. It feels fantastic. Now it's amazing. And it's a simple dialogue. It starts off just like that, being able to tune into. If it's a sore knee, if it's a bad shoulder, you tune into the shoulder. You talk to the shoulder as if you were talking to yourself or talking to a best friend. You know, shoulder, what's going on? You know, I felt this little kink, I felt this little convulsion. Oh, don't worry about it. It's all part of your regaining. It's all part of your reintegration, so that energy can flow a lot smoothly. But the key here is trust. If you don't trust what you're receiving, then you're going to be ultimately confused. And sometimes you may need to go to another person saying, yeah, I've had these convulsions here, I've had these jolts here, I've had this bad shoulder, etc., etc. Oh, poor you, well, let's do a healing. You don't need to. It's already telling you that this has already been done. So again, this is something that I would like to share with healers as well too, is the ability for you to communicate with aspects of the body, not feeling that it's separate, because through method, you're dividing yourself between yourself and between the energy. Communicate with it. Negotiate with your body, finding out exactly what is happening. If you're feeling that jolt, if you're feeling that kink, if you got a bad shoulder, talk to it, find out what's been happening. Well, the whole reason you've had a bad shoulder is because you've carried so much weight on yourself for many, many years, feeling that you have to solve other people's problems. And a lot of that collective weight and stress and tension starts to assimilate itself within the shoulders, and that's why your shoulders are so, quote-unquote, out of whack, and that they're looking for release. All they want to do is negotiate with you. All they ever want to do is communicate with you and let you know that this can be done, but you have to listen. You have to be aware of your consciousness. You have to be aware of how your body communicates with you. Your body is one gigantic gauge. So again, body regeneration healing does this to a T. This is basically what I've trained myself to do, to communicate with your body, to negotiate in that way. Whether it's a bad knee, a bad back, bad feet, whatever it is, whether it's dietary problems, whether it's emotional imbalances, whatever it may be, body regeneration healing has no limits. Sometimes it may take several sessions before something like that is released, because there's still a lot of work to do on the recipient who is receiving this healing to work in their own accord. But through that time and eventual process, things start to improve a lot more strongly. So again, body regeneration healing for me has really transformed everything. I have done level 3 Reiki. I've done symbol release healing before this. I've looked into quantum touch. I've looked into pranic healing. I've looked into bioenergetic healing. I've looked into quantum feedback. I've looked into shamanic healing. I've looked into many different healing methods, and they all show a great deal of promise. But the biggest key in regards to modernization is what they're not telling you, is the ability of dialogue in between energy. Now, shamanic healing, I think, does that more than any, but again, it's just simplicity. It doesn't have to be complicated. You're negotiating with your body. You're negotiating with another person's body to find out how they can live in a harmony between their body and themselves, between their emotions and themselves, between their mentality and themselves. It's all a natural, beautiful, divine process. So, for more information in regards to body regeneration healing or anything else relating to this video, please feel free to contact me, info@consciousmatrix.com. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Brad Johnson. Take care, namaste, and may it be well with you. Goodbye.